Hey, ladies and gents, this your boy Corey Robia, the host of Always Lit Podcast, back at you with episode 33, man. Mexican Cartel, man, leaves sorry letter alongside five beaten, handcuffed men for the kidnapping of the Americans, man. Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section about this situation right here, man. Definitely been a lot going on, yeah, again, episode 33 of Always Lit Podcast. Definitely, man. What we definitely want to touch bases on is the first part of the actual kidnapping, man. Again, we didn't actually cover that right there, so we definitely getting in. Uh, Actually, a little bit late right now, so we just doing a quick recap of the actual Mexicans again in the cartel. Over there, man. Actually trying to feel some kind of way, man, about the cartel actually leaving a letter, man, with five, again, beaten, handcuffed guys, man, that they don't actually turn in, man. Obviously, five of the young cartel members, man, that actually is responsible for hands-on being responsible for definitely, man, the demise of the four young Americans, man, that was up over there again, man, for actual medical procedure. You know what I'm saying? That was actually stated anyway. We'll probably find out a little bit more as the case actually unravels. But again, man, for now they were up over there, man, for a medical procedure, man. A little R&R. You know how that is, man. Shit, you got somebody getting ready. Y'all close to the border, y'all riding. Somebody got a pocket full of money on them. They put it up out there, man. Let's get on over here across this border, man. I got an appointment set up for this, that, and the other. Again, you along with good company. You bring along a couple of your compadres with you, man. Of course, you already know the expenses on you. You're going to pretty much probably take care of the expenses or whatnot. Again, y'all cross over, to Mexican borders, man. Over the Mexican borders, man. Y'all enter Mexico, man. Definitely moving around, trying to feel y'all way around, freshly into Mexico. Shit, you pretty much don't know where you're going. So you're trying to figure it out, Shit, you're trying to get some directions, you know. Again, it probably was a language barrier, again, man, unless you guys actually had young Americans actually spoke Spanish, again, man, could have been a language barrier, definitely that's something that you gotta be mindful of when you go over across seas, man, language barrier is something that's very real, again, man, imagine winding up somewhere where nobody actually understands you, they damn near gotta go get somebody to understand you and actually break down what you're saying, and sometimes, man, a lot of the times decisions are made on split second decisions, so again, a lot of the times they ain't got time to actually go get nobody to actually clear up nothing. They just look at what you saying is gibber, whatever they don't accuse you of, you gibbering to them. At the same time, they there to do harm to you. So again, man, that could easily go left when it's not when it's an actual communication barrier, man. Versus somebody actually being there and saying no, no, no. He's saying he's American. He's saying that they're on vacation and and clearing up. Again, man. The miscommunication, between you and a goon that's on real business, man, and not playing no games, man. He already think that you is somebody that you're not, but he's willing to actually carry out what he know to carry out because again, man, this is what he do. This is his business. This is what yeah, man, this is what he do every single day. So he ain't gonna hesitate on pushing the button on you if he feel like you a threat to the organization. So again, that looked like pretty much what five cartel members actually did. Again, the Mexican cartel leaves a sorry letter, man, along five beaten, handcuffed man for pretty much, man. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section, man. Do that take away a little sting? To me, that definitely don't take away the sting, I'm gonna have to say it was honorable for them to actually be able to bring up their own people on charges and actually be able to put them out in the forefront and give them up, you know, because that's something that wouldn't have actually happened up over here in this area right here. You know, one thing, yeah, man, you know, ride or dies. You know, you know, a lot of folks on ride or die up over here. So again, wrong or right, man, you know, they're not gonna actually turn you in like that. So again, you know, let you know how they moving, blood in, blood out. You know, yeah, you jeopardize the organization off with your head, and that's just pretty much what's gonna happen. You know, again, man, ain't nobody bigger than the organization. So, again, man, let's get to this story though. Let's get to this story. Again, there's been a lot going on in the news, man. Again, let me know how y'all feel about that right there. Again, uh, I hear a lot of folks say, yeah, CR, this is apology letter is cool and everything, but again, man, that don't take away from the yeah, man, horrific, you know, mental that the family members and the loved ones got to go through for actually even losing a loved one, man, on something like this, man. Again, man, it's not every day that you hear one of your loved ones, your friend or foes or whoever it is, man, is up out of town on business, and you get them, and something like this actually end up happening to them. So again, man, this is not something that actually happens every single day. Probably over there it does happen every single day, every other day, but not over here. It don't happen like that. You know, not like that anyway. Broad daylight, drug out. You know. Mistaken identity, you know, again, man, yeah, man, in 2023, a mistaken identity for looking like drug mules, because that's what I actually initially heard that the actual cartel actually thought that they were, you know, initially drug mules for another organization. Obviously, they got problems, you know, in Mexico where they got other mules that's actually trying to come up through there and actually bust moves. And yeah, man, if you control that area, you're gonna stand on that area. Again, that's one message that I got up out of this whole thing, this whole ordeal right here is that no matter where you go, man, definitely be mindful of where you at. You know, again, I heard it was actual bulletins that was sent out, whereas they were letting actual travelers know that guess what, man, you're not actually supposed to be in this area up over here because, you know, these cartels is on a tear right about now, man. They warring right now. All types of things is going on, but you know how we is, man. Yeah, man, we're jumping the car. You understand me? Hit the L store, man. Pick up a little sippy sip. Get our, you understand me, little smoky smoke, man. And, you know, yeah, man. And we jumping something, man. And we are grown, man. We gonna get there, man. You know, pull over, get us something good to eat, man. And from there, man, we kind of cool, you know. So we not really on no computers looking for no bulletins, man, you know, stating that guess what, man, yeah, travelers don't come to Acapulco, don't come to Vegas, don't come. We don't really have bulletins like that. So again, they really didn't probably pay attention to nothing like that. Again, they were on business. Meaning the missus, the young lady that actually survived. You know, she had an appointment set up. She was trying to get something done. I hear a lot of folks say that guess what, man? You know, she had no business to be up over there actually even getting anything done like that, you know. You know, but again, you know, we're in America, man. You know, a lot of these folks out here got better prices than we do, and the fact of the matter is a lot of females, shit, guys too. You know, that's involved in these BBLs and different little procedures, man. They breaking up out of the country, man, every single day, man, to actually go and get that price and that tag, man. But again, let this be a lesson to the things that you can encounter, you know, going in those regions and those areas that you are really not familiar with, you know, about a price. So it's kind of like you got to weigh your options at this point in time right now. We got a hell of a good price right here, you know, to again get 20 pounds took out our waistline or some shit like that. But at the same time, we got to go through damn near the goblet to actually get to the actual procedure. Now, here's the thing. Now, usually I hear that they actually have a medical bus actually pick you up when you actually have a procedure set up like that. So that was a little different right there, that they wasn't able to actually connect with actually the medical facility, and actually the medical facility actually make sure they actually make it there at least safely and away from the institution or medical compound safely, man. So again, man, they could, again, they can make the money, secure the bag, take care of the procedure with the young lady, and actually get her back to the home, get her back to the U.S. You know what I'm saying, safe and sound. But again, the Americans actually were moving around, man, kind of freely by themselves, again on tourist move. They had actually just dropped the video. I had just actually seen that, again, pretty much like all of us, when we actually touch down, we actually, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us actually go live, go on the computer, and just, pop your shit, let everybody know that you made it, and probably how the weather is actually at that particular time, probably where you're on your way to, where you're gonna go grab something to eat, or whatnot. Again, just jackballing, popping your shit is what they call it. But yeah, so yeah, right before that actual video right there, right after that video, probably not even a couple of minutes later, man, when the incident actually happened. It wasn't too long afterwards. They say actually when they actually made it, they actually were being tailed. They found out they were being tailed by a couple of vehicles. That was them boys, man. That was them cartels, man. That was up over there, man. That again had actually had got wind of them some kind of way, and again, man, had their identity screwed up, meaning, figuring that they were somebody that they weren't, so again, man, let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Again, episode 33, man. Mexican cartel leaves sorry letter alongside 5 beaten and handcuffed man. Now we're actually just doing a recap on the actual first kidnapping, but yeah, we're finna actually get into the story right here. uh let's go into this boy right here. That's not gonna get us. That's not Mexican cartel. Apologizes for the Delhi Yahoo. Sends apology. Okay. See if we can get in here. Okay. Mexican cartel sends letter for kidnapping Americans, turn over its own members, man. Again, man, that's something that you don't see much right there. When you see me looking off to the side, I'm actually looking off to a second monitor to read off of. The Scorpion faction of the Gulf Cartel believed to be responsible for the kidnapping of the 4 Americans in the border town of Matamoros, Mexico last week, condemned the actions of its members who act under their own decision making. So what the cartel is pretty much letting you know is, yeah, they were part of the cartel, but definitely, man, they were acting on their own at that point in time. I guess, of course, man, you know how everybody got rules, man. That's one thing that I always say, man. When you actually a part of any organization, there's rules, man. There's rules in place. Of course, man. Again, you got some members that break them, but again, man, that's why they are stiff with their penalties, meaning, they gonna let you know that, guess what, yeah, man, you definitely want to cross these lines right here. And the reason why you don't want to cross these lines is because if you do cross them, you're going to be responsible for them. Like there's no such thing as you actually doing something stupid to jeopardize the organization, and for you to come back and say you're sorry. There's no room for that right there. Again, they got big boy penalties and real stiff penalties, meaning you definitely gonna get addressed the way that you need to be addressed, even though you're a member of the organization. So again, Yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that again, man. Them actually leaving five of their own, definitely responsible for it again, man. To me, that don't take nothing off of what actually happened. You definitely gotta again give it up to them that for actually being able to actually even locate the five and decide amongst the organization that guess what, man, y'all effed up, y'all effed up. Y'all know we don't actually just mess with civilians. Y'all didn't have no orders to actually mess with those guys right there. So that's kind of like, you got a couple of you guys, man, and they moving around, and yeah, man, you tell them, guess what, man, everybody up around us and everybody that's up around in this event right here, man, is off limits. Make sure don't nothing happen, and make sure everybody is taken care of, and then one of you guys run back over there to you the next couple of minutes and tell you, man, yeah, man, such and such, man, you just told him that, man, he just went into such and such mouth and they just scraped him off the stage type deal. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, man, uh, you gotta address your compadre, man. In a certain way, man, and make sure that guess what, man, that never happened again, right there. Again, like I said, you operating on a certain level, and when you operating on a certain level, there is no room for mistakes, and your mistakes will be addressed swift and quickly. You can take that how you want to take it, but again, man, you gonna have some, it's you gonna definitely get penalized, man. And it's not gonna be no nice penalty. It's not gonna be the tap on the hand type penalty, man, because again, we operate on a certain guidelines that it's kind of like Airbnb and Rakim back in the days, no mistakes allowed, man. Again, so that was a mistake on their behalf right there, and because of that mistake right there, they handed it over five of their own. Again, me personally, again, I commend them for actually being able to do that, because again, a lot of other folks that I know would have been like, yeah, man, y'all gang gang, y'all click click, man. You understand me? So guess what, man? Ain't no way we gonna hand y'all over to them. But again, man, I understand when you operating on certain levels, you have no time for foolery. That's called foolery right there. When you one of your when your squad go outside, man, and actually start doing foolery, man, that's gonna jeopardize everybody because they're doing foolery, and then their thought process of it is I can do anything I want to because I'm such and such and I'm such and such. Yeah, you are such and such. You are somebody, and yeah, you are pretty much what you say you are. But you're not bigger than what you're a part of, and that's where you missed yeah, you missed right there, and because you missed on that, and we warned you a million times that guess what, your stupid moves will definitely be addressed swift and quickly. This is how it's addressed. We're gonna give you up. You guys did it. Guess what? Go pay for that. You know, go pay for y'all mistakes. So again, man, let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section alone, right there. Let's just make that a separate issue, right there. I mean, them actually being able to actually bring up their own bring up their own members on charges and actually hand them over with the actual yeah, with an actual apology letter, man. Now the apology letter was, yeah, that was a little bit much right there. Again, man, they could have kind of just left them there, like, yeah, here go these piece of shits. You understand me? They had no business doing what they did. They was unauthorized. Nobody told them to move on nobody. Again, that was hothead such and such, or hot, and guess what? They finna pay for it. They finna pay for it. This is not finna go over well. I mean, of course, you already know a whole lot of heat is directed on the organization right about now because of this move right here. Definitely, man, they have a target on their backs. It's not like they didn't have a target on their backs before, but now the target is even bigger now because, you know, The squad, some of these fools about the squad done went and did something unauthorized, and now we got a problem even bigger than we had even before. You know, I mean, so again, man, let me know how y'all feel about that. We have decided to turn over those who were directly involved and responsible in the events, who at all times acted under their own decisions, making and lack of discipline in the letter said. That's crazy. Again, man, turning it over your own. That's blood in, blood out right there. That's a different level right there of addressing and responsibility. Uh, the cartel claims respecting the life and well-being of the innocent is a rule. Its rogue member violated such massive are some. I mean, missive sometimes used as a public relations by gangs hoping to divert negative attention from their business operations. The letter was reportedly accompanied by a photo of five men face down on the pavement with their hands tied separately, man. Again, man, you know, it's kind of like a movie right there. You know, you have something happen, and then you had a superhero come around, man, and next thing you know, the villains, man, is tied up in front of the police station the next morning. You know what I'm saying? Somebody don't actually handed them over type deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what type of mind frame I'm actually thinking about again, man. The letter was reportedly accompanied by a photo of five men face down on the pavement with their hands tied separately. AP sources says those men were found bound in an automobile for which authorities were searching. CNN said Latavia Washington McGee, Eric Williams, Shaheed uh, Woodruff, and Zendale Brown were likely misidentified as a rival drug runner. Okay, so that's going to be Latavia Washington, McGee, Eric Williams, Shaheed Woodruff, Zendale Brown. Okay, those were definitely the names of the actual four Americans that actually got kidnapped. Of course, two lived and two perished. Okay, for a cosmic surgery booked by McGee, Woodward and Brown called for directions. The victim's family became aware something was wrong when the clinic called looking for McGee after she didn't show up for her appointment. So imagine that one. And as another recap, I heard it was a fifth one with them as well. She didn't actually she wasn't able actually to go over the border with them. So I hear that her paperwork wasn't right. So they actually had her sit back, and she kind of fell back and stayed in the hotel on the other side while they actually went over and the young lady supposed to actually got the actual procedure took care of, and a couple of guys that was with her was actually supposed to come back and get the young lady and spend some time with her while the young lady was getting a procedure done. You know, authorities identified the gunman's truck, which led them to a house where the victims were located. McGee, a mother of six, and Williams were treated for their injuries. The bodies of Woodward and Brown were scheduled to be returned to the U.S. soil. I hear they actually is back at this particular time too, man. R.I.P. to those two bulls right there, man. Prayers out to the family, man. You know, definitely, man. Nobody actually goes on a mini vacation slash business, man, and actually think like something like this is gonna happen right here. You know, you can get this at home right here. You ain't really got to go overseas and you know vacation to get nothing like this done right here. This can actually happen right here in the yeah, man, where you stay, man. You know, this immediate things. You know, you see this every day right here. The fifth passenger, Cheryl Orange, traveled with the victims to Texas, but told authorities she couldn't cross into Mexico because she had no identification. Cheryl, I mean, right now, yeah, right now, you got to be thinking to yourself, Cheryl, It was a reason why I didn't bring my ID. Because had you brought your ID, you would have been in that truck with them. And there is no telling where those shells went. From how I actually see things or hear things, that how it's being told, they actually shot the vehicle up. So the actual two that actually lived could have easily been two that was they could have been the actual two that was deceased. The shells went where they went, when they actually shot him in the car, and obviously it hit the two young bulls that was actually with her. Two of the three young bulls that was actually with her anyway. So yeah, man, that's a wild thing right there, man. Cheryl actually was in the actual van with him, man. Got all the way to the border. Noticed that she didn't have her ID. She had to get out and go back to actually a hotel and actually sit back and chill out while they go over there and drop the young lady off for the procedure. The other guys, the guys that dropped off the young lady for the procedure, was actually supposed to come back to spend some time with the young lady that couldn't actually make it over to the border. But they never came. They never responded. They never, answered the phone. They never called back, And as you see with the family members, man, the medical actual place actually called one of the family members and let them know that guess what, they didn't actually make it to the appointment. What's really going on. So that's a red flag right there. You go overseas to actually get a medical procedure done, and you get a phone call, stating that guess what, man, we never even seen your people actually come up over here. That's gonna be a red flag, and you haven't heard from your family members either. Now you're gonna want to off the top jump on the phone with them and find out what's going on. Why they didn't actually make it to the medical procedure, because that was the main reason that why they actually took off to actually go over there and actually again do what they did, as we know anyway. Yeah, what happened, fill us in, type deal, so again, man, uh, the fifth passenger, Cheryl Orange, traveled with the victims to Texas, but told authorities she couldn't cross into Mexico because she had no identification. Orange called police when her friends didn't return to the Brownsville Tex hotel where she was waiting. Okay, that's what we just actually went over. McGee simply went for a cosmetic surgery, and that's it. Orange said, "That's all. This happened to them." Okay, again, you definitely didn't. They definitely didn't wake up that morning anticipating for nothing like this to actually happen. I guess that's gonna wrap up the end of the story behind the Mexican cartel. Again, we pretty much just went through a quick update from the actual kidnapping all the way up to the Mexican cartel actually leaving a sorry letter, man. Again, y'all tap in and let me know how y'all feel about this situation right here. Again, it don't take no sting off of the situation, of course, to the loved ones, man. They like, hell, I mean, again, we grateful that y'all actually turned over the man that was actually responsible for hands-on doing it. But it don't take away from the sting. It don't take away from the love. It don't take away from it happened and it shouldn't have. So again, let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Again, episode 33, man. Mexican cartel, man, leaves sorry letter, man, alongside 5 beaten, handcuffed men kidnapped, responsible for the 4 Americans, man, that actually went up over there, man. What I can say, and yeah, man, this is just for everybody. You definitely got to keep your head on the swivel, man. And you're not even, say for instance, you're not even going out to U.S. That's just natural for you to keep your head on the swivel. But definitely going up out the country, man, you definitely, man, got to keep your head on the swivel and definitely be mindful, man. Again, I could see that actually happening to anybody if they just actually went on vacation. If the story is actually what we're actually hearing right about now, the young lady went up over there for a medical procedure and they just actually was in the wrong place at the wrong time, that can happen to anybody, you know. So again, you got to definitely be mindful. You know, you definitely got to be mindful to the places that you're going, man. And then when you go to those places, when they tourist attractions and certain places that they got for the actual tourists and travelers to actually go, it's a reason why they got those places actually, for you to actually go, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're more protected than the rest of the area, you know. A lot of those areas, man, is really unprotected when you get overseas, man. Once you get off those tourist attractions and things of that nature, man, you fair game and you fool. You know, a whole different. It's a bunch of countries like that. You know, again, man, the tourist attraction is beautiful. The sun is shining. The sand is white. You know, fruity drinks are being served, but you can actually go right around the corner and there is no community. You know, again, it looked like World War III don't hit right behind the strip that you own. You know, so a lot of the times you leave off those strips and you just feel like, okay then, man, yeah, we need to turn around and yeah, get back where we gonna be all right, where we can sit back and we can enjoy ourselves, have a good time, and definitely make it back where we need to make it back to, so we can get back home to do what we need to do, instead of being food for somebody in that country, man, that's looking for somebody to actually uh, wander off, trying to be adventurous and wander off the strip, and yeah, man, you in uncharted territories, man. A lot of folks in other countries, man, they're not as lucky as you. You know what I'm saying? They're not lucky as you to have the brand new clothes and the money to be able to go on these extravagant vacations, man. So again, man, you look like food to them. You don't really never think about that being a tourist, because you out there to enjoy yourself and have fun. You ain't really looking like I gotta go out of town to defend myself. You ain't really thinking like that. So again, just be mindful and keep your head on the swivel, man, wherever you go. Whether it's in within the U.S. or outside of the U.S., man, you definitely just got to be mindful, especially when you go outside of the U.S. As you see, there were actual bulletins out that was actually stating that again, that was a bad area for them to actually be anyway. Again, the cartels was on a tear up around the area right there. As you hear, they thought they were actually drug mules. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I hear that, I mean, I have no other choice but to believe that the cartel has been having problems with different other cartels actually, coming exactly where they actually at and doing business, and you know how that go, man. If I don't know you on my turf doing business, yeah, you already know how they go, man. That's not gonna wind up good for you right there, because you already know we run this up over here and it ain't nothing jumping off up over here. So if we catch you anywhere in this area, anybody that we think that's moving incorrectly, off with your head. We ain't even gonna we ain't gonna even second guess it. And that's pretty much look like what actually happened. Again, man, let me know how y'all feel about this situation. We just wanted to just tap on this situation right here, give y'all an update. Mexican cartel leaves sorry letter along 5 beaten handcuffed man for the kidnapping of the Americans, man. Again, till episode 34, you already know. Let's go.